Alright, fellas. It's time for a new reaction video. And it feels like it wasn't even that long since the last Decino reaction video. Another Doom 64 one. I remember seeing the old Doom 64 not the Doom 64. The old like Doom enemy stats. That video, that was a very, very cool video. I really enjoyed that. So seeing that this one got uploaded, I am like really, really excited to see the decisions. Midway, I guess. I don't know. I don't remember who developed Doom 64. I don't remember who did all that. To see what they decided to do, how to change things, rebalance it, because I know it's an extremely, it's not that different, but it's different enough that it hits different, you know. So the usual, Decino's given me consent to make this video. If you've not seen the original, please turn this off. Go to his channel, go give him your first view, and come back here and we'll watch this together. Like boys and men and ladies who like to dress like men. For us, it is watching time.
Doom 64's art direction is a sight to behold.
And I love In the Void so much, man.
Compared to the originals, Doom 64's enemies look more grim, evil, and almost alien. Other than their looks, does their behavior differ from the original Doom games? As usual, let's start off with the zombie men.
Alright.
On the left side, we'll display the Doom 64 attributes, and on the right side, original Doomses. This way you can have a side-by-side comparison.
Doomses?
Health, 20.
Okay.
Speed, this one is a bit weird to compare for all enemies. Doom 64's logic runs 15% slower than the originals. 30 ticks a second versus 35 ticks. The speed value is the same for both zombie men, but since the tick rate differs, the Doom 64 zombie man moves slower at 60 map units per second. Width, 64 map units. Height, 87 map units. Mass, 100.
Okay, so I remember seeing an argument a long time ago for, because everything in Doom 64 is, like, way taller. And I remember seeing somewhere, I don't remember where, that, it's because in Doom 64 the height is at eye level, whereas in Doom 64 it's at body level. Which normally, I guess this kind of disproves that, because taller, sure, whatever, but he's wider. He's a wide boy. He is 60% wider. Wide, like, yeah, it's, wow. Interesting.
Pain chance, 80%. Pain time. Just like speed,
Different.
the state durations are the same, but the tick rate makes the Doom 64 one last longer at 200 milliseconds. It has no melee attack. Its ranged attack deals 3 to 24 damage in multiples of 3.
You went to 24? You went to 24? What the fuck?
The Doom 64 assault rifle received an upgrade for sure. The bullet spread is 22 degrees. The Doom 64 shotgunner shares the exact same graphics as the zombie man, but a special palette flag changes the color of their pants so you can differentiate the two. Well,
oh,
sometimes.
it's the pants!
During the heat of the combat, you won't know which zombie type you're fighting, trust me. Health, 30. Speed, 80 map units per second. Width, 64 map units. Height, 87 map units. Mass, 100. Pain chance, 68%. Pain time, 200 milliseconds. It has no melee attack. Its ranged attack fires 3 pellets, with each pellet dealing 3 to 15 damage in multiples of 3. The minimum damage is based on only one pellet hitting the target. Each pellet has a spread of 22 degrees. The chain gunner. The imp's next.
Well done, well done. Big fan.
Looking more alien than ever. Health, 60. Speed, 80 map units per second.
Sorry, hold on. I'm looking for my drink. Nope, nope. Is this mine? Nope, that's not it. Okay, it's this one. Sorry.
Width, 84 map units. Height, 94 map units. Mass, 100. Pain chance, 80%. Pain time, 135 milliseconds. Its melee attack deals 3 to 24 damage in multiples of 3. Since Doom 64's enemies are wider than the originals, the melee range for all enemies has been extended from 64 map units to 80.
Oh my god. I'm gonna make a prediction right now that he's gonna make an imp ass joke in a second.
What's also interesting is that the imp has a unique animation for melee attacks, and they can whiff it this time.
Oh, wow.
In the original Doom, an imp would still toss a fireball if the player backed away from melee range. Its fireball attack deals 3 to 24 damage.
Okay.
The projectile travels at 300 map units per second and has a width and height of 12 and 8 respectively. On modern re-releases, when playing with fast monsters enabled, their projectile speed is doubled to 600 map units per second. Doom 64 is a special variation of the imp called the Nightmare Imp. These, just like the shotgunners, have a palette flag set that changes their color.
They look like Spider-Man villains.
They are mostly the same as the regular imp, except that their movement speed is doubled to 160 map units per second. Their paint chance also reduced from 80% to 50%. Their transparency is set to 70% for the extra nightmarish factor. Fun fact, they can infight regular imps as they are classified as 2 different enemy types. Their projectiles...
They're actually... Dude, I never really... Until I'm watching this video right now, I never really looked at them, at the Nightmare Imps, whenever I played. They look so cool, man. They are so awesome.
Also slightly different. The speed has been doubled to 600 map units per second. With fast monsters enabled, it increases to a whopping 1050 map units per second. Whoa, Nelly.
That is ridiculous.
The Pinky is now more menacing than ever. Health 150.
Okay.
Their internal speed value is actually higher than the original Pinky. 12 versus 10. Even with the lower tick rate, this makes Doom 64 Pinky slightly faster than the OGs at 180 map units per second. With
not
88
noticeable,
map
but
units.
like faster
Height,
anyway.
100 map units. Mass 400. Paint chance 70%. Paint time 135 milliseconds. The Pinky's jump deals 4 to 40 damage in multiples of 4. I don't know if this is interesting, but Doom 64's idle animation runs at 8 ticks per frame rather than 10. It dances and plays slightly faster than its OG counterpart. With fast monsters enabled, its speed gets doubled to 360 map units per second.
Look at him go.
The duration of its jumping attack is also halved.
Oh my god! It's... Okay, here's the thing. With fast monsters in classic Doom, it's already hilarious seeing the Pinkies do that. But in Doom 64's nightmarish atmosphere, with the new chomp, with the different chomp sound, it's so much more scary, dude. It's so much more menacing. Like, listen again. I'm gonna turn it up. Listen again.
160 map units per second. The duration of its jumping attack is also halved.
God! My god, that's awesome.
But, unlike the original Turbo Pinky, its paint time stays the same. The chainsaw is still viable against Turbo Pinkies because of this.
Oh yeah, that's fair.
The Spectre is a Pinky with the palette flag set to change its appearance. It behaves exactly the same, except that its width is 100 instead of 88 for some reason.
Looks like a Fallout
Its opacity will also change to 19% when it wakes up. It becomes opaque again when it dies. Oh boy, the Lost Soul.
Oh god.
Some may say these are a lot more aggressive than the OGs.
Yes.
Is that true?
Yes.
Let's find out.
It is.
Health, 60. Yep, they are weaker than the originals. Speed, 80 map units per second. Fast boys. Width, 56 map units. Height, 64 map units. Mass, 50. Paint chance, 100%. Paint time, 200 milliseconds. It has no melee attack. Its ranged attack deals 3 to 24 damage in multiples of 3.
It really doesn't feel like that,
It has a fancy flame animation now compared to the boring, slow 2-frame animation the original Skull has. Looks pretty cool, huh? Well, it will also cause some nasty side effects.
Oh no.
If you've seen the monster aggressiveness analysis video, you know that the more often an enemy calls a chase, the more aggressive it becomes.
Oh no! No! No, 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 no. That means there's more states, which means it calls it less, am I right?
It calls a chase every 3 ticks, has no melee state, and still has the distance check bonus programmed in. So the Doom 64 Lost Soul has a high chance to attack. It doesn't help either that its pre-charged tick duration is reduced to 6 ticks instead of 10 ticks, which is almost 100 milliseconds faster as well. Oh, speaking of attack speed.
Okay. Okay, nasty side effect as in nasty for the player, not nasty for the development. Okay, so yeah. He calls it more often. So he is more aggressive. I knew it! Dude, I thought they just made him ridiculously aggressive for no reason. I didn't realize it was like because he calls it more often. I thought they just made him attack more. It's the same result, but I don't think that was on purpose. It doesn't feel like it was on purpose.
Its charging speed has been increased from 700 map units per second to 1200. 1200.
Yeah.
So yes, they are indeed far more aggressive than their original counterparts. Well, at least they die quicker. Their opacity is set to 75% and gets reduced to 19% as they die. They also count towards the kill count.
Yep.
The Kako Demon. It's got arms now. Very cursed. And also proper idle frames. And chasing frames. Whoa. Health 400. Speed.
Oh yeah, the original Kako just kind of sits there, doesn't it?
80 map units per second. Width 110 map units. Height 90 map units. Mass 400. Pain chance 50%. Pain time 400 milliseconds. Its melee attack still works the same with it having no actual melee state. The damage, however, is different.
Oh my
8 to
God!
64 damage in multiples of 8, whereas the original is 10 to 60 in multiples of 10. Its range attack deals the same damage, 5 to 40 damage in multiples of 5.
Don't get fit!
The projectile speed, however, is 20 instead of 10, turning its projectile speed to 600 map units per second. The width and height are 12 and 8 respectively. With fast mounts enabled, the projectile speed gets boosted to 900 map units per second. Hell Knights have gotten really lanky in Doom 64. Health 500,
Look at his
speed
feet.
80 map units per second, width 48 map units, height 100 map units, mass 1000, pain chance 17%, pain time 135 milliseconds. Its melee attack is even more devastating than
Oh
the
my
original,
God,
11
it's
to
even
88
stronger.
damage in multiples of 11. Better stay out. Its range attack is exactly the same.
11 is such a weird number, though. I would have made it 12 just to be an asshole. Or I would have kept the Hell Knights at 10 and the Barons at 12. That's what I would have done.
Except now it can also damage its sturdier brother. This way it can make Hell Knights and Barons infight. The projectile speed is 450 map units per second and has a width and height of 12 and 8 respectively.
And it's green, so it's better.
With fast mounts enabled, the projectile speed gets boosted to 600 map units per second. The Baron of Hell is a Hell Knight with 1000 health. A palette flag is set to give it a sunburnt appearance. Despite the different visuals, the projectiles also behave exactly the same as the Hell Knights.
I do like the paint change,
The
though.
Arachnotron
That's
now
nice.
has 6 legs instead of 4. One step close to being an actual spider.
Yeah.
Health 500. Speed 120 map units per second. Width 128 map units. Height 80 map units. Mass 600. Pain chance 50%. Pain time 200 milliseconds. It has no melee attack. Its ranged attack is completely different. First of all, its pre-firing frame lasts for 500 milliseconds rather than 570. Its projectiles deal 3 to 24 damage in multiples of 3, but it will always fire 2 at once. Instead of a continuous stream of
It'll fire 2 at once, and then this one it'll fire like 4 or 5 bursts and then stop, right?
plasma like the original, the Doom 64 Arachnotron shoots 5 pairs of projectiles, pauses for 500 milliseconds for a refire check, then fires another 5 pairs if the target is still alive or in its line of sight. There's a 4% chance that after each shot, the shot count will not increment, causing the Arachnotron to possibly fire extra shots than the usual 5.
Ah.
And again, after the 6th shot. In theory, the Arachnotron can shoot dozens of pairs if you're terribly unlucky.
Oh my God.
The Arachnotron Plasma Bolt travels at 750 map units per
don't
second
tell me it goes
and
up.
has a width and height of 26 and 8 respectively.
Okay, it
The
doesn't.
Pain Elemental.
Uh-oh.
It's not the goofy meatball we used to know anymore.
I
mean,
love-
look at it. Health,
Yo, shout out to the Screaming Goat. Dude, I love the Doom 64 Pain Elemental. He's got a beard! Look at him, he's got a beard! Oh man, the sound design from the Pain Elemental I really love.
400. Speed, 80 map units per second. Width, 110
Oh, it's not a
map
beard.
units. Height,
It's a
90
mullet.
map units.
He's got a mullet!
Mass,
He's got a mullet! He's from the fucking 90s!
400. Pain chance, 50%. Pain time, 400 milliseconds. It has no melee attack. Hey, remember how annoying those pesky pain elementals were in Doom? Yeah?
Because they explode like barrels now in Doom 64, don't they? You can't be too close to them.
Yeah? Well, in Doom 64, they spit not one, but
two.
2 lost souls at you. Oh, I'm sure you can just prevent any lost soul from
here we go.
spawning by getting close to the pain elemental. Just like in the original, right? Look at that helpless little delinquent. No. Yeah.
Yo, shout out to the Dean of Doom. Hell yeah. Always happy to see references.
Well, don't do that in Doom 64. Here, lost souls, if they fail to spawn in, for example by spawning inside a player or a wall, they will freaking explode like an explosive barrel. 128 blast damage right in your face. And for the love of...
Let me see this. Let me see the code
One.
again. Yeah, if stuck, kill it immediately. Yeah, that's like it's like a telefrag, and then it explodes. Yeah. Okay, yeah.
128 blast damage right in your face. And for the love of God, Don't try to telefrag the 3 lost souls that spawn when
No!
the elemental dies.
Absolutely
you
not.
will freaking die. Oh yeah. Interesting thing. The lost soul limit has been reduced from 21 to 17 for Doom 64.
Really?
Very arbitrary number again, don't you think? When the pain elemental
Probably memory.
dies, it will also lose 25% transparency for 3 frames in a row. The Revenant. But wait,
It's still funny.
he's not completely forgotten. Their missiles still appear in the game as a level hazard. These move at 300 map units per second and have a width and height of 22 and 8 respectively. The homing capabilities only update half as much as the Revenants, but they can take sharper turns.
Ooh.
What's interesting is that it will stop chasing you after 300 game ticks, so about 10 seconds. And yes, these bastards
Hi.
can also do 80 damage.
Oh, good.
The Mancubus. Health 600, speed 60.
What was he looking at?
The Mancubus. Health 600, speed
pretty
60
funny.
map units per second, width 120 map units, height 108 map units, mass 1000, pain chance 31%, pain time 200 milliseconds. It has no melee attack. Its ranged attack deals 8 to 64 damage in multiples of 8. Other than firing a bit slower than its classic counterpart, its first attack uses a slightly different angle offset.
Yeah, when I was playing it earlier on the channel, I noticed that it's different. It does not feel the same.
In Doom 2, one fireball is aimed at the player, the other one has an 11-degree offset. In Doom 64, this is 22 degrees. The second attack has a 22-degree offset, just like in Doom 2. The third attack is also the same as Doom 2, an offset of 5.6 degrees. The projectile travels at 600 map units per second and has a width and height of 12 and 8 respectively. The Archfall.
Feels like it has more. Oh, please do the same joke again.
The Spider Mastermind. Oh no, she's not in the game. Anyway, the Cyber
Well done, well done.
Demon lost a bit of weight, didn't you? He also has no idle frames anymore, so he just stands there,
Oh!
menacingly. Health 4000, speed 120 map units per second. Yeah, notably slower. A walk frame lasts 4 ticks. In the original Doom, it's 3 ticks. Width 140 map units.
Yeah. Oh my God. Yeah. He hauls ass in the original, doesn't he?
Height 110 map units. Mass 1000. Pain chance 5%. Pain time 335 milliseconds. It has no melee attack. Its ranged attack also remains the same, except this time it doesn't fire rockets from its crotch anymore. In fact, most enemies have an offset programmed in, but the projectile spawn origin matches the animation. Pretty.
I did notice that. That's really cool. If I remember right, and I want to see if Decino's going to touch on this. I don't know if this is true. I've just heard this. That in Doom 64, the Cyber Demon will actually, like, the first and second rockets will, like, be aimed at the player, but he'll try to, like, lead the third one. I don't know if that's true.
Pretty cool little detail. The rockets, however, travel much faster, 900 map units per second. The width and height are 22 and 8 respectively. When the Cyber Demon dies, it freezes for a second as it spawns a bunch of explosions, then disintegrates. Oh yeah, there's a unique Cyber Demon variation that only appears once in Doom 64.
Oh yeah.
He appears in the introduction cutscene when you
how they
boot
did
up the
this.
game. Its stats are slightly different on the regular Cyber Demon, and it constantly shoots at the cutscene camera at a slower than usual frequency. If there's no camera, it will not attack at all. It also doesn't really have any states.
It's just decoration, pretty much.
If you kill it, it simply disappears. Speaking of the intro map, see those marines running around? Technically speaking, they're enemies too. If you pay good attention, the green Doom guy here is actually you. The map gives you invulnerability, so you can tank all the damage caused by the demons.
I never noticed.
Every entity here, except the cinematic Cyber Demon, is attacking you. Only infighting will cause a marine to change targets. But it's kind of sloppy that you can just see the player standing there like a lemon. Immersion ruined.
I never noticed.
Anyway, the marines we just saw are referred as player bots in the game. Health 100, speed 120 map units per second, width 64 map units, height 97 map units, mass 100, pain chance 99%.
99? Why not 100? Why is our pain chance 100? What the fuck?
Pain time 270 milliseconds. It has no melee attack. It does, however, have 2 different range attacks, depending on the marine's color. The red and green marines fire a burst of 6 shots that can do 3 to 24 damage each, multiples of 3. The The green player bot is never used however, and a palette swap for a blue marine exists, but there's no player bot programmed in the game to use that skin. Probably a leftover of the scrapped multiplayer mode. The cyan marine also fires a burst of 6 shots, but these deal 3 to 15 damage each, in multiples of 3. For some strange reason, the red and green player bots will always chip when killed, no matter how they were killed.
Interesting.
Probably so that the intro cutscene looks more violent? Now, what else do we got? Oh yeah, explosive barrels.
Yeah!
Sometimes a friend, sometimes a hazard. Health 20, speed none, width 32 map units, height 50 map units, mass 100, no pain chance, no pain time, no attacks, it explodes when it dies, the end. Although this time it spawns an explosion rather than having its sprite having the explosion graphic. And
yeah.
that's it, right?
No.
There are no Wolfenstein guys, no Commander Keens, no Romero heads. Well, I suppose we can cover another enemy unique to Doom 64. That's right, the Mother Demon,
like
also known as the Resurrector, the final boss of Doom 64. Health 5000, speed 300 map units per second, width 160 map units, height 150 map units.
Didn't they change her attacks for the Steam? Or sorry, not the Steam, the Night Dive port? It is the Steam port, but it's Night Dive. So I wonder what they did.
Mass 1000, pain chance 20%, pain time 600 milliseconds. He has no melee attack, but does have a melee state. What may sound strange is that she has no missile state. How does she attack then? Simple, she doesn't rely on the melee and missile states. When she's active, she does an attack check every 3 ticks. If the player is more than 600 map units away, she will never attack. If you get within the 600 map unit range, she will constantly attack until you're out of range again or dead. Does that mean you can just stay away as far as you can and shoot her until she dies? Well, maybe if you're really lucky with the pain chance, because triggering her pain state will also cause her to run the same attack. By the way, it doesn't matter if she cannot see you, which can be exploited quite badly, as she'll stay in place as long as you're in her proximity.
Okay.
Her attack works as follows. First, she spawns 3 flames aimed at the player. The leftmost and rightmost flames have an angle offset of 45 degrees. The flames move at 600 map units per second and have a width and height of 32 and 64 map units respectively. Touching the flame will deal 5 to 40 damage in multiples of 5 and thrust the player upwards similar to an archer jump. 24 ticks, or 800 milliseconds after a flame attack, she will spawn 4 homing missiles. These behave similarly to the Revenant missiles we described earlier, but they move faster and they are red.
They outrun
move
you,
at 540 map units per second. Their width and height are 22 and 8 map units respectively and can deal 10 to 80 damage in multiples of 10. Ouch! At least the game caps the amount of red homing missiles to 9.
Oh, good.
The missiles are shot from an angle. Do not home in onto the player for the first 1 to 5 ticks, then start chasing down the player. They will stop homing after around 7 seconds. When the Mother Demon is killed, she will freeze for 2 seconds, lets go a blood-gurgling scream, spawns explosions all around her, and then gets torn in half. Brutal.
No, this is Doom 64, this isn't Brutal Doom.
So as you can see, Doom 64's demons don't just look differently, their behavior can deviate quite a bit from the originals. I hope you enjoyed this video. It was definitely a blast to work on. Once again, a big shout out to Eric194 for reverse engineering Doom 64. I would also like to thank my beautiful patrons and YouTube members.
We're beautiful! Hell yeah! Anything, we got like a post-credit scene like the Avengers?
Well, see you in the next one.
Bye! It's a good image. Alright! Hell yeah, another successful reaction video. Analysis video. I hope a successful reaction video. The analysis video, for sure, success. The reaction video, that's all your opinion. Alright, dude, hell yeah. That was awesome. I love these videos. These are so good. I love the analysis videos in general, but especially these that, like, deep dive, like, enemy statistics. These are so cool. Alright, I'm gonna go eat now. Good night, friends.